going live. We are live. Sorry, guys. I was like, I'm almost a minute late. Kind of single dadding it right this second because Chastity went out of town. So it's just me and the cheering. I'm going to try not to shake this too much. I'm on the table. New background again because the kids are in the bed. I did a little later, mainly because like I said, I was single dadding it, just running around getting the kids good. Chastity gave me specific instructions. She said the kids' bedtime needs to be like they need to be no more shows 8 o'clock in the bed. And I feel like the last time when I did it at 7, that the view the participation wasn't as great. And so it might be the same tonight. We're testing it. Might do earlier, but I wanted to do a live. I wanted to do the live actually Sunday when we got back from Farm Where You Live, and so this is the Farm Where You Live live recap. So grab you a drink, sit down with me, and let's talk about it because first off, after doing my whole my talk, this is a cakewalk. Lives are a cakewalk now. So I've learned to just wing it and talk kind of, but also listen to what I'm saying. The so we're gonna do better. We're growing. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of homesteading is growing, right? We're not just growing vegetables, but we're growing ourselves. So yes, it is just me here with the children, and we are good to go. So, yeah, Farm Where You Live was an awesome event. I am extremely happy that we were able to make it. Nothing held us back. Um, and it was in a beautiful place in Fountain in South Carolina. And it was also kind of like a little getaway for Chastity and I because we really don't get to get away as much as we would like. So we rented a hotel room and we were in the same hotel as our good friends Lisa and Charlie. You all know them, Homesteading and Hungry. And so yeah, so we got up there Saturday and we of course we left early. So the children stayed the night with my parents' house for the week or stayed with my parents for the weekend. And so we left, Chastity and I left. Also, too, I'm going to go ahead and give a disclaimer. You might hear a puppy whining. We haven't introduced the puppy yet, but Chastity got a new dog, and it's a pug, and she's caged up right now because she's a puppy, and I can't watch her, and she'll piddle and poo poo on the floor. So you might hear her. But back to where I was. Saturday, we got up there. We left super early. It was about an hour and a half ride, so it wasn't too bad. Um, so if you're not familiar, it was in Fountain Inn. Fountain Inn is right outside of dang it, I always get it wrong. I always say Somerville, but that's towards the beach. Um Springfield. Okay. It's near Greenville. That's probably just better to say it. But it's right outside of Greenville. So you got beautiful, it's fall, of course. So you got beautiful leaves happening and all that. So we get up there super early and we go straight to where it's being held, and we start to get ready. When we get up there, which actually was quite chilly, and I did have my buddy who owns a t-shirt printing company, who I don't have any of the stuff on, but he was able I traded him some deer meat for a couple flannels, so luckily I had that, kept me warm a little bit, and so he embroidered my name. It's great stuff. Hopefully once I get the chance to like sell some shirts and whatnot, he's gonna be the one printing it. I like to help friends out and also help local companies. So we go there. It's chilly. We kind of have a little trouble finding our spot because it was spray painted on the ground, but yet I didn't know that until we already set up like we were next to Megan living the high life and off grid, living the high life off grid. And so we put up next to her, and then Charlie and Lisa were next to us. And then I'm walking back. I'm like, I look on the ground, like, oh, look, here's our number. But it was still just like a little corner spot. But it was awesome. So we got out there, and we were next to, of course, our friends, everybody that we're close to. So yeah, Charlie and Lisa, us, Megan from Living the High Life, the Brzezinski family homestead, the Wrangling Rutherfords, Fair and them. And so, of course, it made for a great time because we all just get along pretty well. And so we had some good laughs. I made a TikTok. If you don't follow my TikTok, it's just Willowbrook Homestead. And, you look me up. I'm just another place for me to be funny and have fun. But so Saturday was Saturday was just the time for people to come and walk around and see the different vendors. The people that were there you had the main, like the main people that were there. You had Joel Salatin there, you had Billy from Perma Pastures, and you had Pork Rind. So they were like the main speakers that a lot of people want to see and stuff. You get to walk around. And I got to briefly speak to Joel that one on Saturday, but I'm kind of the type where I like for other people to have the opportunity to speak first, and I don't know. I'll catch him when I catch him. Although he did agree to do a TikTok with me. I decided that I couldn't find a good enough um uh like sound. If you're familiar with TikTok, you know that sounds are like the stuff that you either lip sync or dance to and stuff like that. So I couldn't find like a good sound, so I didn't really do it. But we'll get back to that a little bit. It's a cool. We got a cool story that happened actually Saturday evening. But so Saturday there was no speakers except for Joel did speak briefly in the evening time. And but at that point we had already gotten kind of tired, and we needed to check into our hotel, so we left at that time. But we did walk around and see all the cool stuff that people were selling. Um, there was a grain mill there, a guy who made his own grain mill, and I showed it in my video. By this time, hopefully, y'all had a time have had a chance to like watch my talk and even my video recap. I didn't do too much videoing just because there was music playing, so it makes it hard to copyright and stuff. But yeah, so I did show it in that video that there was this dude made a grain mill. The first time I didn't recognize him at first, but I ended up recognizing him, and he was on Sow the Land with Jason. So, and he's talked about the grain mill, and that's why he was on there. But he made this grain mill, and he had his truck jacked up and a wheel off, and just had it idling, and it was like spinning the back hub, and then they had a leather strap attached to it. And the Merzinskis, actually, go watch their recap. Shannon talks really good about it, gets him to explain how it works and stuff. And it was a really cool thing. So we ended up getting some cornmeal from him. I didn't realize he had grits, or I say what I got grits. I really do like stone ground grits. But that was actually probably one of the coolest things to see. And then just walking around, got to Pork Rind was doing a lot of like walking around, meeting people and stuff. So I got to talk to Pork Rind a little bit and meet him. Something that was actually pretty neat was the fact that no one, and they mentioned this in their videos, but the Holler Homestead, the Hollers ended up showing up, and that was really cool to see someone else. Like, they weren't speaking or doing that. Ben did end up helping, like, Billy butcher some of the pig and do the class and stuff. So I don't know if that was planned or he just got talked into it or what. But it was cool to see them there, experiencing it and stuff, and getting to meet them. And then meeting some of the other vendors. We ended up meeting. There was a lady doing pottery. So Chastity, of course, she ended up with a cup. And I am talking with her too about seeing if I can't get like my logo put on a cup. And maybe again one day working with her and doing some stuff where we could get y'all some cool merchandise. But Saturday was a great time. So Charlie and I were walking around, and they had like this little petting zoo area, and um we walk over there, and the lady has some Kuni pigs and like some Kuni piglets. So we decided it would be funny to pick one up and bring it over to our wives and be like, "Hey, we just got this." Well, Chastity did not find it funny. She was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "No, no, we're just kidding." you know, we talked about how we probably won't do like Kuni pigs again, but it was just funny to watch her expression. But all in all, it was a great time. They had a guy there with a sawmill. I didn't get any video of it, but he actually, I don't know if like the people who owned the property that we were on, if they like had some trees that they just wanted him to cut and stuff, but he had a sawmill out there and was cutting up lumber. And a lot of people were getting like rough cuts and stuff and taking them home. But I noticed that like Sunday, he had some actual like 6x6s cut, like looked like they were going to try to build something. But so it was really cool to watch like a sawmill work, and it definitely assures me that I would love to have a sawmill because I want to cut down our cedar trees here and use them for posts. I got a guy who has a tree service, and he was like, he told me he's like, I'll cut the trees down, and I have a portable sawmill. And we'll cut them up. So I definitely would like to do that. But having your own sawmill will be even better. I definitely need to get a wood splitter as well because chopping wood with an axe is not super fun. But so going further into the day, you know, yeah, when Charlie and I together, we get into some mischief. So Charlie and Lisa ended up knowing. Her name is Sam. She actually has a YouTube channel as well called oh shoot, I'm not gonna be able to name it off the top of my head. Something Homestead Her. I just remember that part. And I'm sorry, Sam, if you're watching this, I apologize. But Sam was kind of like the was like Joel's right hand while he was at the event. So we walk up to them. She was the person who I originally asked if she would ask Joel if he would do a TikTok with me. And so later on, Charlie and I walk up to her. We're like, "Hey, ask Joel if he wants to go to dinner." We found this taco joint, and so we said this, and then we walk off, and Charlie was like, "Hey, $20 says he goes," and I'm like, I'll take that bet. Why would Joel Southland come eat tacos with us? you know, well later on, like they progresses. Sam comes over. She's like, "Hey, Jesse. First off, yeah, Joel said he'll do a TikTok with you. Second, yeah, he said he'd love to go to dinner." So we're like, I was like, "For real?" Like Charlie was right. So that was actually pretty cool. And we talked to him, and we were like, we're not gonna get the cameras out. It's not like a publicity thing. Um, we just want to meet him, have a good time and show him a good time too. So he did. He ended up coming out to eat dinner with us, and we had a great little conversation. It wasn't long just because it was kind of loud in the restaurant, but it was cool. It was a privilege to be able to eat dinner with Joel Salatin and just really see him outside of the speaking element. So that was kind of for Saturday. That was the high. That was like, wow, this is awesome. We also out there were our friends, the Working Aussie Homestead. Jordan and Josh, love those guys. Super great people, very intelligent when it comes to a lot of things. But also, their biggest thing is like they're herding dogs. They have Aussies, and they did a demonstration. It was so cool. And Jordan did a couple talks, and so we didn't get to be in the same hotel as them, but after that, they came to eat with us too. So afterwards, we all just sat around and talked, had a good time. And so then Sunday comes, and that's like the big day. That's when everybody's talking. And myself, and Charlie and Lisa, um, we didn't speak until 4 o'clock. in the afternoon, which is like super nerve wracking. Everybody else was like doing their talk early, getting stuff done, and I'm like, I I get inside my head, and so I'm like nervous. Oh, one thing that was pretty cool was Saturday as we were walking around. Um, excuse me. Um, Rush, yeah, Rochelle from Legacy Home and Garden. She stopped me and she said something that was very, very sweet, very nice. And she said, "Hey, I know you're going to do great. You're going to touch someone's life. I know you're going to say something to really make a difference." And it was awesome. It was great to hear that. It was very reassuring. So Sunday comes along, and of course, I'm like nervous, scared. We're still walking around. There's still like vendors. Everybody's still at their booths, but mainly people, it was mainly everyone was going to see people talk. So I went and I watched, I supported, our friends. I went and watched Megan talk for a little bit, watched Farrah talk for a little bit. Of course, Jordan. And she also, again, did some more um, demonstrations. And then I watched Billy from Perm Pastures talk for a little bit and stuff, and just kind of caught tidbits of everybody's talks just to be there for support. And days going on. I'm still getting nervous. I'm starting to talk to myself about like how nervous I am. Like no one's gonna come. Like why would somebody come? But it was awesome. I talk in my latest video about when I my last video, which was my talk. I talk at the beginning about a guy coming up to me and like it was very much needed. Um, first off, I mean, like some other people come up to me that knew who I was, but he came up to me and he said, "I'm here because of you." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Like, what's up? Like, what?" He's like, "What you said," and I was like, "I of course like my memory. I have like good memory, but then I don't like remember stuff. I don't know." And so I was like confused, but I was like, okay, yeah, great. And then he told me it was that little commercial thing. I was like, I at first I was like a little dumbfounded. Like I was like, what do you mean? Like the my commercial? I thought like maybe you watched a video, watched the Envy video and stuff like that, or even the video where I was talking about like how I wasn't in the best spot. But no, it was like just that little snippet um of a commercial video saying I'm gonna be there when I'm talking about like changed this man's life, and it was an encounter that I don't know. I've never had that happen to me before because of course I've never really spoken, but I've never I guess I've never really touched anyone's life by what I've said that I know of. Um and so it just as he was talking and if you watch this, buddy, I appreciate you. And but he's like voice is cracking up, and I couldn't tell if that's just how his voice was because I've never met him before ever. So I couldn't just tell if that's just how his voice was or what. But then he like wipes a tear away, and I was like, wow, this is legit. Like this dude, I really he I really changed this man's life. So I gave him a hug. Like I'm a hugger, so, So I'm like if we're talking and you're confiding in me or you have I don't know I'm and I feel like you need a hug. I'm gonna hug you like because I'm a hugger. I love I will embrace you and and stuff. So I hugged him and it was amazing. So that was about 30 minutes before I actually had to talk. So that really just lit a fire in me where I was like, let's do this. Like I'm ready. And and so I go into it's that time. Like, okay, hey, it's time to get there. Um I go over to like I actually leave a little early to go to my table and I'm like kind of pacing back and forth because again I'm nervous. I'm like I don't know. I have notes. I made notes, but like Charlie was kind of like, "You're a shoot from the hip to the hit, shoot from the hip kind of guy," and so I was like, I am because even though I have notes, I it's gonna be based on how I feel." And I'm glad he came up to me because honestly, like it probably wouldn't have been as long of a talk as it was if he wouldn't have done that. Like Yahweh knows like what you need and he gives you that stuff and he presents it to you and he will just light you up and get you ready for what it is that you are meant to do. And so and I truly feel like I am meant to empower people, and I want to do more talk. So we'll get at we don't want to digress. We want to stay on topic. So I get to my table, and I first off I'm like I want to move the table back because there's a table. I don't need a table. I'm not doing a hands-on demonstration. So I go to move the table back. Of course I'm nervous. Well, the table like one side of the legs fall, and I'm like, and there's already people sitting there, and I'm like, my God, like, of course, why not? Why? Uh, of course. So I fix the table, and I go ahead and talk, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna let y'all know, like before I even started video, I started talking to the people as they were walking up, and I'm like, hey, like, I'm probably gonna sit down, like if I move around to us, like, I'm trying to video this, so I need to stay in one spot. But if I would have tried to stand up the whole time, there'd have been times where I was off the camera. Like I wouldn't have even been able to to stay in the camera. And Chastity, she was the one behind the camera, so she probably would have tried to keep up with me. But still, I don't know if that affects like speaking. Like not the act of speaking, but like if it makes people think differently or makes you a bad speaker if you take a seat. But you know what? That's me. I took a seat on the table, kind of leaned up against it. And then at one point I moved over because I was worried it was gonna break in half. But so we're doing the talk and it was awesome. People were there. I noticed there was just one girl, and I wish I would have gotten the ability to talk to her and just find out who she was. But she actually was like taking notes, and I don't know like what she was taking notes on, if it was like something I was saying or like just her thoughts. But that really kind of amazed me too, that someone was finding so much um uh see, I'm the worst with words sometimes, but someone was finding so much value. Yeah, that's it. Was someone was finding so much value in what I was saying that they wanted to remember it, or it sparked a thought. So I honestly believe that I spoke to more people than just that one person who came up to me. And although I still only spoke for about 30 minutes, I feel like I probably could have gone longer, but also, because Charlie and Lisa were speaking at the same time, I kind of wanted to end my speech early so that we could all and this is one of the things I said before even video. I was like, hey, we're gonna end it soon or end it early, and I'll just like go over and bombard their talk and like add to their group. And just again, because that's just who I am. I wanted to support them and be there for them. But it was funny because actually our both of our talks we end them at the same time. But I do know I could probably like the next time I do an event or speaking, depending on whatever it is, I will make sure I have better notes and I'm able to talk even longer, because there will be more. This definitely assured me that this is something I enjoyed doing. It was very nerve wracking, but like it it kind of reminded me of deer hunting. Like you're sitting in the stand all day or for a long time, and then the deer come out and you're like in it, you're nervous, your heart's pounding, and then bam, like it's over. And you just have this adrenaline decompression. Like I told Chess, I said, I need some ibuprofen. I have an adrenaline headache. Like I was just on cloud nine, and then it was over, and I felt great. I was so happy. And I really want to thank y'all as subscribers and everyone who said such nice things to me after that envy video and really pushed me to do the talk, because I'm glad that y'all see something in me that is hard for myself to see in myself. Because we all can do that. We all can put ourselves down really easy. And then it's also hard to believe when someone gives us a compliment. Um, Especially if it's someone close to us. Like Charlie and Lisa, they pushed me probably the hardest to do this, and I am extreme. This sucks. I just saw them earlier today, and I meant to tell them. Um, so I don't know if they'll watch this, not, but or they will, but later. Um, but I mean, they pushed me the hardest. Whenever I told them about it, like they were the first ones to be like, "Yes, do it. Like that's you. Do it." And so grateful for them and their friendship. Um, I'm glad they were there because again, they kept pushing me. Charlie basically kept it's like he's shut up, get out your head stuff, and so I'm glad I did it. That's like the main point is I'm glad y'all supported me and pushed me to do it and allowed me to really do something that I know now that I enjoy and I will do more. And I'd like to do many more. We today, which is Sunday, for anybody that watches it later, we went to this like art thing out in Batesburg. Jess and Jeremiah were talking out there. They were like doing a little meet and greet and stuff. And we went out there, and Charlie and I were talking about speaking events and how we can do them and stuff. And I was like, dude, we can even talk at events like this, because like people out here selling crafts and doing things that like homesteaders do, that talks about homesteading or to like the same kind of subject can be done at some of this. They had music playing, they had a band out there, which is great. But like if it was a little bit bigger, you could do speaking events there. So we were like brainstorming things, and I definitely know that I will do it again because it was amazing. I there's no other way to really explain it other than the fact that like I even it's like I blacked out while I was talking. Like I didn't black out, of course, but I don't remember anything I said. So after I was done again, it was like over. I was like, man, this is awesome. I'm done. And I was excited because I was like, I felt good because like everyone who showed up stayed. No one got up and was like, this is stupid. Everyone showed up and they stayed. And we had a cool little question and answer afterwards too. And people were asking me about who I am and like how I do some things on the homestead. And so like I when I went back and I was editing that video and I put that video together, I literally sat there like this, just in awe. I know my face, I got a bad resting face. But I sat there in awe of myself. Like I never when I do long talks on my videos, like when we do our more on homesteading videos, I never watch them again because I get it's not that I get bored. I've already lived it. But because of my talk, I don't remember what I said after the talk. I just knew it was good. So when I went back and watched it for that video, I literally sat there, guys, the whole time and watched myself and like in awe. Like I could not believe it went the way it went. I could not believe I just was like I was so proud of myself. And it's hard to do that. It's hard to be proud of yourself. But I was genuinely like so happy and very proud that I did it. And like I don't know. It was crazy. Jess asked me to she texted me after we got back and she was like, "Hey, how'd your talk go?" So we were talking about it and I asked her and I was like, "How does it like how do you ever get used to people come like saying like you changed their life and stuff?" And she was like, "No, never." And I also told her I was like, you've changed our life, thank you." And she asked me to send her the video. She asked me, she said, "Did you record?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Send it to me. I want to watch it." And I was nervous because you know how great of a talker she is. Like she has a way with words. She was great. That's why we all watch her. And like, but again, I was also excited to send it to her because someone on her level, and also the fact that like I had envy towards them, it just it's a whole nother ball game because I saw her today and she let me know. She said, "Hey, I just watched her talk. You did a great job." Man, I can't tell you like what that means to me to hear someone that is such a great talker and someone who's so great with words like to tell me that, "Hey, I watched it I watched the 30 minutes of you talking and you did great." And that was awesome. It was amazing. Um so yeah, that is the recap of the farm we live in. I cannot wait for the next one. Um like I said, it was a great time. Man, I cannot I want to promote it like even more. I'm ready to go ahead and I hope they get the dates out to us soon so we can just go ahead and start shouting it out. We've got to get more people out there, more things going. Um, but updates too, like I know the title says update, but um really it's just been since we've been back, it's just been kind of chill. We been working. I did pick up a rooster, a silky rooster, from our friends the Ring of Rutherfords, and um, because I have a friend at work that wants me to try to hatch out some. So I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna do a video. I might do it tomorrow, either tomorrow or Tuesday, and I'll of course try to release it Wednesday. Just walking around the farm and showing my plants that I planted in the ground, do a little update video and stuff too. So I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me this evening. I'm gonna say that we're gonna try to do our lives a little sooner because um again, it was just not very many people. It's okay. Not it doesn't have to be a bunch. I'm very grateful for the ones that showed up. But I also don't like doing this late because I'm tired. I want to do it sooner so that I can. I felt like I was rushed to get the kids all together, make sure they're in the bed and stuff. So I want to do a little bit earlier. I know I do like the fact that these videos can be seen later. So Lightfoot, you can watch it on my channel. It's literally it's up now. It just says live. I just say live. It says the talk, doesn't it? Something like that. But it's on my channel right now. I have two videos that the thumbnails look similar, but it's you'll just have to read it. You'll see where it says the talk. Yeah, Zodiac Tiller. First off, that that is probably the best name. I have seen you. I think you follow me on Instagram too. Um, but that is a great name, Zodiac Tiller. It's- I dig it. I dig it. Get it? Dig it, Tiller. Yeah, but you're right. Um, I couldn't be more happy for seeing it. So, but I'm gonna get up here, guys. Y'all, I don't know what you say. Why does everybody say guys? I'm gonna get up here, y'all. We're South Carolina. We'll go with y'all. And I'm just gonna chill the rest of the evening all by myself because my wife is gone. But appreciate y'all hanging out with me, and we'll catch you next one.